The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh, got my hustle on, no imitation of bad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throbbing my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too feeble and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Podcast coming to you January 3rd, 2024. It's a new year. First podcast of the year. Happy New Year, Zachary, to you.
Happy New Year, buddy.
Yep. So how you doing, man? By the way, guys, if I look really tired on screen, I apologize. I had a night last night. It wasn't like me going out partying and clubbing and all this kind of thing. I don't do that stuff. I'm turning 44 in a couple months. I don't do that kind of stuff. I spent most of the night, if not the entire night, in the bathroom. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bad sushi or the kid?
So honestly, I made a burger last night. It didn't sit properly. Luckily, my youngest son who had the burger, it was okay. But me, I got the no pun intended, the shit end of it. So basically, I lost a lot of sleep. I got about 2 hours of sleep last night. Started to go to work, put a day job. Did as much as I could there, and I haven't got any rest because I came home. My kids want to go outside and with their friends, had to watch them, all this stuff. So I'm exhausted. But we press on this podcast. Before we get to our football topics, I do want to touch on one quick random NBA thing.
Okay.
Did you watch the Celtics Thunder game last night?
I watched like the first half.
So OKC
won
the game.
Third quarter, I fell asleep.
OKC won the game. Quick one more answer. Are you convinced this is a title contender?
Oh yes.
Thunder?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we had that discussion earlier. A couple of weeks ago. I felt like they're the number 2 seed in the West.
Yeah. They are right now, I believe. If not, they're definitely no lower than 3. I know that for a fact.
No, I mean, for me, it's Denver, and if there was any team that could compete and knock off Denver, I think it's OKC.
Well, Minnesota, I think, is still the 1 seed in the. I'm bringing it up right now. They are still the 1 seed in the West by a game. OKC's 2, Denver's 3. We all agree that Denver is still the team to beat no matter what because they're the champs and all this stuff, and they're just trying to get to the end. But we did say too on that episode a few weeks back that it feels like in the Western Conference is like there's a wide open spot for number 2. Like the assumption was coming to the year was that it would be Phoenix or be maybe the Lakers and maybe the Clippers. And it could be the Clippers still too now the way they're playing now. But the Thunder, and we're now in January, and the Thunder and the T-Wolves are still sustaining this now. We're now almost half of the year way into the season, and it's still sustaining this. So the only thing with the Thunder I still worry about is, okay, they're really good. And by the way, they've beaten Denver twice in Denver this year, for the record. The only thing I want to see now is when the pressure builds up in the playoffs, can they win a playoff series or 2? That's the only thing. But I mean, I want to see it obviously, but I'll tell you what though, just judging what we've seen so far through 30-something games of the season, they are impressive and they're fun to watch too.
Absolutely, and I feel like what you have in OKC is you have SGA who can just take over a game. You got a 6 guy in Giddey who can run an offense. He's your Swiss Army knife. Then you have Chet who completely alters the way in which you defend and rotate your defenses because you have a 7-foot tall guy who's not playing down low at all on the offensive side of the ball, so he's never collecting offensive rebounds.
By the way,
But they make it work because he's one of the best passers as a big man already in the league.
by the way, I think I'm there now on the Chef Rookie of the Year. I think I'm there right now.
Yeah,
It's still close to him and Wemby, but because Wemby's still been really good individually, although the team sucks. But Chet and if he's added to win shares, whatnot has been phenomenal.
well, that's the thing. What Chet has done with that team's win share, because he's played the most minutes to have the biggest impact on that team
Yeah,
compared to last year.
yeah, yeah,
And yet, I'm sorry, Wemby might be putting up some stats,
yeah.
but all he's doing is putting up stats.
It's a bad team.
Honestly, your guy there, Vasquez, Javier, what is it?
Hawkins, he's good.
Hawkins, yeah.
He's good.
He stands a better chance of winning Rookie of the Year than Wemby.
He's been really good, really
Yeah.
good. But yeah, we'll talk some more NBA stuff as the season goes on because obviously we're getting close to the end of the football season now. We got a couple of other topics on the back end of the show we'll talk about before we get there. But of course, our picks of the week. This is the last regular season version of the Egypt Degenerate. I won this weekend as well. Of course, you're gonna win the season anyway because you won more weeks. But I'm surging late in the year.
Yeah, I think it's called mailing it in because I already have home field advantage on you.
To be fair though, we both had good weeks though. I think I hit like 11 games or 12 games. You hit 11.
Oh yeah, no, I believe it.
Yeah, we both did well this week. So
Look, I expected you to win. The fact I won this season so quickly.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get to it. Final week of the season. First game. These games are all this is a Saturday game, and then the Sunday game. There's no more Thursday football, no more Monday Night Football. All right, first game. Well, although Monday night game on wildcard weekend, which again I can't stand that, but whatever. Saturday, Steelers at Ravens. Steelers are 4-point favorites. Over under 35.5. So they haven't said anything yet, I believe, but the assumption is that Lamar Jackson will not play this game, if not maybe play a half, or maybe play a series or a quarter, who knows. But the assumption based on the spread is that they're pulling the starters. I guess the question for you, Zach, is that what would you do? Like, because the Ravens will have, if you were to assume that they're going to pull Lamar for the game, you were to assume that that's 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, really, of no football, which would be risky, I guess, because of Russ. But I would argue that even with that, I would still not risk playing Lamar Jackson in that game because of his injury history.
I wouldn't be as worried about his injury history as I would be Ronnie Stanley's. I would be so paranoid about any of my offensive linemen going down. No one on my offensive side of the ball would start or play a single minute of this weekend's game. Maybe I let the defense try and stay fresh, let them play a quarter or a half, but no way would I risk anyone on my offense going out there and getting injured. Because if I asked you, of the 14 teams that are going to make the playoffs, who is the most fragile team?
The Ravens, easy.
Exactly. So why would you risk? The only thing that matters at this point is the Super Bowl. Why would you risk playing? It is the dumbest decision. And you know what I see? I see Harbaugh saying, "Oh, we only planned on playing him for the first half so he'd stay fresh," as a way to explain why he tears his ACL.
It's an age-old question of rust versus rest. Obviously.
Not when you have such a fragile offensive line.
And a fragile quarterback who, as good as he's the MVP, I agree. But we've seen last 2 years, he's ending the years on the sideline. So
I still do not believe he was injured to the point he couldn't come back last year.
There's definitely an argument to be made about that. I can roll with that.
He was trying to make a point. And the point he's made after this season is everyone in the NFL is a freaking idiot who runs a franchise that didn't try and send two first rounders just to pick them up.
Hey, guess who won that battle last year? Lamar did. Because not only that, he got paid, and then he showed you again, yeah, my value. Best team in the league right now. That being said, Pittsburgh, they're playing good football the last couple of weeks with Mason Rudolph as quarterback. And they beaten the Ravens this year. They're one of the few teams that beaten the Ravens this year. I'm going Pittsburgh to win this game outright and cover 4 points because they need the game. Because if they win this game with some help, they win. They get into the playoffs. If Buffalo loses the game against Miami, we'll get to that game later on. They get in the playoffs.
See, the only thing that scares me is 4 points. I want to take the Steelers too. Yes, they're gonna win. So you know what? Yeah, I'll take the Steelers.
Yeah, I think they're gonna play it smart and not play Lamar at all. I think it's just too risky, given how he's a mobile quarterback. I'm not saying you can't trust him, but he's gonna want to make some plays, and it's a rivalry. So I wouldn't play him. I wouldn't play him.
I think it's gonna be very, very low scoring.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I can see that too. Also, all right. Next one, we have the Texans at the Colts. The Texans are 1.5 point favorites. Over under 47.5. Another AFC game with wild card playoff implications. The winner of this game's in. The winners is in. That's simple. Losers out. I'm gonna go Houston. Stroud is back. He played well last week. I mean, obviously they have a lot of injuries and stuff, but I think they'll find a way to win this game. I don't like what I've seen from Indy last couple of weeks, to be honest with you. Overall,
I would love to take CJ Stroud and see the Texans make it in his first year.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stay with my boy Gardner Minshew, man.
Dude, that's like your underrated MVP of the year right there.
He played in every single game this year, so he could go theoretically 10-7. Because he certainly deserves more of those wins in the first 4 weeks of the season than Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
All right. So he couldn't complete a single game playing. So no, this was Gardner Minshew's team, and for him to finish possibly 10-7, if he doesn't get a starting job somewhere, something's up.
Yeah, there's just too many. There's too much bad quarterback play to him not to at least get a sniff. You know what I'm saying? At this point, so you're gonna go Indy, huh?
Absolutely.
Indy's in the playoffs. Okay, interesting. All right, next game here, Battle of Ohio. We started the season this year. We closed the season this way. Browns at Bengals. Bengals are 7-point favorites. Over under 37.5. This should be easy, given the fact that the Browns are locked in that 5 seed now officially. The Bengals are out of the playoff hunt. I imagine the Browns are going to rest their starters. I imagine Joe Flacco will not play. You don't think Flacco plays this game, but I mean, given the fact he came late this year, reps would have hurt him, I guess, right?
I could understand him playing a half, just so they could run through a few plays. But again, you're locked into the 5 seed. What does it do risking the injuries?
Right, and you are playing the week after too. On top of that, so
yeah.
There's no, unlike Baltimore, at least you have to play after that. I'm taking the over in this game.
Ooh, and I'm taking the under in this game.
Okay. Next one. Another game with some playoff implications. The Vikings at Lions. Lions are 3-point favorites. Over under 45.5. So Detroit, I believe, is officially locked into the 3 seed. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. And the way it's set up is basically Stafford's going to be coming to Detroit to play a playoff.
Yeah, the Rams locked to the 6th seed, so that's going to Stafford. I do think there's a scenario, though, that if Dallas loses, Philly wins, and then Detroit wins, it's a 3-way tie, and Detroit might get the 2 seed based on conference record. I think some weird. It's a long shot, of course. Anyway, Minnesota's done. Minnesota can still get in the playoffs, winning some help. Don't see that happening. I think Detroit's fuming after last week's loss to Dallas. They were robbed that game. Let's be real about that. Give me Detroit to win this game outright to cover a whole 9. I think this spread's only low because there's an idea that they're going to probably rest their players. I'm not sure Dan Campbell does that. So I'm going to go Detroit to cover. What you got?
Even if Detroit did rest players, Dan Campbell's the kind of coach that's still going to make his second stringers go for it on 4th down. So, yeah, give me Detroit.
And it's a rival too.
Minnesota's throwing out a quarterback that shouldn't be in the league whatsoever.
Nick Mullins is starting this week for the Vikings.
Oh, they announced he was playing.
Yeah.
Damn, missed that update.
So Detroit.
Yeah, I still stick with Detroit.
Me too. All right. This is another one here. Jaguars at Titans. Jaguars 5-point favorites over under 40 points. This is simple. Jags win. They win the AFC South, which means they're in the playoffs. They get the 4 seed. Jags lose. They're going to need some help. So I think the Jags will answer the call. I think regardless who's quarterback, it could be CJ Beathard, Trevor Lawrence. Doesn't matter. I think the Jags will probably win this game. I know Tennessee. And by the way, Will Levis is out. So I think Tannehill's starting this game for the Titans. Could be dangerous, though, but I'm going to say Jags here for the desperation factor. Could be Jags.
Give me Tennessee.
Really? On the points?
Yes, of course.
Do they win?
Yeah.
I got to pick them to lose?
Oh, I would. Especially if CJ's Beathard plays, I would definitely.
He's not bad, though. He's pretty good.
Dude, this is not the game. I just see Tennessee wanting to ruin Jacksonville's season.
Of course, they're rivals too. Yeah,
so
I can see that. So you got Tennessee. All right, here we go. Falcons at Saints. Saints 3-point favorites over under 42.5. Both teams can still win the NFC South, but they need the Bucks to lose and they need to win this game. That's the scenario. Also, both teams have a faint chance against at least getting the wild card, but things have to happen. Man, give me New Orleans. I'll take New Orleans this one because I just think Atlanta's cooked.
It's simple. Give me the Saints.
Yeah,
they can't compete. Come on, quarterback to quarterback. This is a no-brainer this week.
Yeah. But in my opinion, both these teams with the playoffs anyway. Because the next game here, Bucks at Panthers. Bucks 4.5-point favorites over under 37.5. Give me Tampa to win this game. Tampa closes the door on the NFC South. So thus Bacon, Falcon, Atlanta, and New Orleans relevant anyway. So I like Tampa to win this game. They could have closed the division last week had they beat New Orleans, but yeah. So did the cookie crumble. So give me Tampa to win this game.
Karma's gonna be a bitch.
Uh-oh.
I think Buccaneers gonna blow the doors off the Panthers this weekend.
Bucks. All right.
Yes.
How about this one? Jets at Patriots. Pats are 1.5-point favorites over under 30.5. Possibly Bill Belichick's last game as a Patriots head coach. I'm gonna say it, Zach. This is my mortgage bet because if this is the Hoodie's last game as a Pats coach, how fitting would it be that the last game he gets to stick one more time to the Jets, a team he hates as much as he does. So give me the Pats. This is my mortgage bet of the week. Pats win. Pats more than cover on 1.5 points. Give me the Pats.
See, you see it that way of screwing over the Jets, sticking it to him one time more to win. I think he tries to win just to stick it to the Patriots to screw their draft position.
That too.
So, please Belichick win. Please Belichick win. I want to hold on to the two.
Well, of course you watch the Commanders, man. You want to hold that spot. Of course you do.
So, give me the Patriots plus -10. All right, I want the Hoodie to win.
You gonna hedge it up? You gonna hedge it up?
Oh yeah. You can't hedge it up that much from what I've seen on the what is it, the Seminole Bet app, but
yeah, I never actually ever hedged increasing the number ever.
Oh, I do.
Obviously, more points, the better chance of more money you make. Obviously, yeah. Honestly, I if I can find some value at 5 points, I might do it.
I would.
Yeah. All right, next one. Bears at Packers. Packers. Well, before I get to that game, do you think Belichick is done after this game? You think his days are over? Days are numbered? I'm not as convinced I was like weeks ago. I
think he's going to be forced to give up personnel. I think Kraft will strip him of personnel and allow him to have one more year.
Yeah.
But if I'm another team, as much as I love what Parcells does as a coach and defensive coordinator, no way do I give him control over draft. No way.
Yeah, his history not good. Even when the Pats were good, for the record. All right, back to the game I was mentioning earlier. Bears at Packers. Packers 3-point favorites over under 44. It's simple. The Packers win this game to win the playoffs. So win this game, they're the 7th seed. However, this game is dangerous. The Bears have been playing some really good football. Won 4 last 5 games. And I think, like last year, they are actually, in my opinion, probably the most interesting team heading to the offseason. What do you do? Oh, yeah. What do you do with Justin Fields?
Yeah.
He's shown some promise last couple weeks. They also had the number 1 pick in the draft because of the Panthers. So do you stick with Fields and use the draft pick to add more to the team? Do you still say, we'll draft a quarterback in a draft that's deep with quarterbacks? I mean, you saw this past week with Michael Penix Jr. in Washington, what he did. His stock has gone up to the roof now. Zack Williams, Drake May, you name it. So I know what you do there. So the Bears are very, very dangerous, and I think Justin Fields wants to stick it at one time. That being said, this is best bets. It's not necessarily about who I think is going to win, but best bets. I'm going to take an over on this one at 44. What you got?
I think it's a safe bet. And if I were I wouldn't do it. I do. I really want to do a mortgage bet.
You do it?
I would take the more. I would mortgage the over in this game.
Mm-hmm. I think this game. I don't know. Well, let me ask you then, because this will be a topic we're going to go through this entire offseason until we get to at least to the draft or close to the free agency. If you're the Bears, do you ride out what Fields one more year, or do you? Because there's a lot of things people aren't considering. People saying, well, it's right out with Fields as a quarterback, but there's also the enticement of if you decide to trade him, get another quarterback, you get to reset the contract a little bit too. Also, you get a fresh quarterback in there for another 3-4 years on a rookie scale that you could build around that quarterback, as opposed to having to be stuck with Justin Fields and then next year have to pay him top dollar. What would you do? What should the Bears do, you think?
Here's the question.
Okay.
If you're GM,
okay,
do you want to draft a quarterback with the number 1 overall? Do you want to be that guy who, like Carolina last year, drafts the wrong quarterback and gets a bust with the 1st overall?
But do you have a guy? See, I think the quarterback. I feel like these quarterbacks this year, in my opinion, feel more assured than last year. Like there were a lot. There's a lot of questions about Bryce Young last year, coming because of the size. You mentioned yourself the size.
Yeah,
that's nothing new.
So then in that case, do you have to take a quarterback with the 1st overall pick if you feel safe with Drake May and Penix Jr. at number 3 or number 5 or even somewhere in the top 10? Do you still trade back the number 1 pick, collect even more draft capital, and then when you have decided Penix Jr. or Drake May,
Caleb Williams,
I'm not sold on him. So
he's still going top 3 easily. Probably still on 1.
Well, no, I think Caleb Williams goes number 1.
Okay,
but if you feel confident that there's another guy who's still better than Justin Fields, why not trade the number 1 pick, move back, get another pick, because you still need to continue to build the team.
Yeah.
But if it's me and I've seen what Justin Fields did and see what happened after the offensive coordinator and the coach got on the same pages, because it certainly seemed like it changed after Justin Fields came out and talked about being held back.
Yeah.
I would say maybe you do write it out, trade back, continue to build the defense, build the O-line, because there's always going to be a quarterback again.
feel like the play here really is drafting Robert Harrison Jr. That's the play. You need a receiver. The guys, I mean, I would still trade back, but trade back close enough to where you know the team's had a taking quarterback, and you still get Marvin Harrison and still have value.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Anyone who's trading for the number one pick is not trading up to the number one pick for Marvin Harrison Jr.
No. Yeah, right. Exactly. So, all right. We both got the over in this one, though, right? So,
Yeah.
All right. This game doesn't really matter. Let's go quick. Broncos at Raiders. Raiders 2.5 point favorites, over 38. I'll go over because, these are two bad teams now playing this. Actually, no. I'm sorry. No, I'll go under that one. Sorry, under on that one.
Give me the Raiders just to see the Broncos not score a single point after changing quarterback.
Yeah, fuck Sean Payton, for the record.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. Eagles at Giants. Eagles 5-point favorites, over under 42 points. Eagles, they need to win and get some help to get that 2 seed still. We got a problem in Philadelphia, buddy. We got a problem. You lose to the Cardinals at home. Ooh.
Well, I mean, they were blowing them out. They lost focus.
I mean, again, you need that win. You need that win, and they lost focus and to the point they lost the fucking game. I'll tell you what, man. Eagles win the game, but I'm gonna take Eagles. I'm gonna take Giants in the points. It's the division rivalry. It's in New York. Giants been playing some decent football for the most part the last month or so. Eagles, the Giants keep it close, but I think Giants in the points.
Give me the over.
It's not a bad bet.
You're liking the Giants, and I think the Giants lose bad. So give me the over.
Really? Well, they almost beat them in Philadelphia last week. Well, 2 weeks ago, rather. All right. Seahawks at Cardinals. Seahawks 3-point favorites, over under 47.5. Seattle needs this game and some help. And I don't think they get the help. They won't need the help because they'll lose. Give me Arizona to win this game. Some stuff.
So, I'm going to take the over in this game. But here's my question for you now.
Okay.
We just had the conversation about Justin Fields.
Right.
Everyone thought that Arizona was completely tanking and was going to get rid of Kyle Murray in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see them, with their record as bad as they are, so high up in the draft, possibly trading away Murray?
Well, they said no. They said he's his own quarterback next year. Doesn't mean that they don't change their mind, but
yeah,
that's the optics.
And you also don't say that during the regular season until the season's over.
Right. I mean, what kind of cap hit they take if they cut him outright? A massive one, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I think it's at this point it's probably still like $80 million.
Almost Broncos level.
Yeah, we'd have to look into it.
Yeah,
but
I do think there's still a chance they'll consider another quarterback, but I think Arizona wins the game anyway. And by the way, they're 0-5 this year in the division. It's funny, they got 4 wins this year. 3 of those wins against team over 500. Cowboys, Eagles, Steelers, and yet they haven't won 1 game in the division yet this year. Unbelievable, weird. But I think they'll get this week. They get this week. What do you got? You got the over?
Yeah, I got the over.
Ooh, surprise. All right, next one. Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers 3.5 favorites, over 35 points. Strange. In LA, no Herbert. No word on Mahomes not playing this game. Chiefs kind of still need this game to get the 2 seed if Miami loses. I don't see the logic here on the spread. I don't. What am I missing?
Well, is there any way the Chiefs fall out of the playoffs?
No, they won the AFC West already.
So there you go.
They can only move up. They're locked at worst to 4 seed. At worst.
Maybe
they're
just
3 seed.
assuming that the quarterback play for the Chargers is just that bad. That even though the Chiefs don't have a guy who can catch a football, the Chargers don't have a guy who can throw a football.
Right, but so why are the Chargers favored by 3.5 points though? Doesn't make any sense.
Because they're assuming Patrick Mahomes doesn't play then. And
But
again, you have no Mahomes and no receivers who can catch.
But that's the thing, though. They can get the 2 seed with the win and a Buffalo Miami loss, which then puts you in position to host 2 games in the playoffs, most likely. So this is give me the Chiefs, man. I'm sorry. I've seen no reports about Mahomes being out for this game or Kelsey. So I'm taking the Chiefs. Now, if Buffalo wins the 2 seed, but we won't know that until Sunday night. So, actually, no, that's wrong. No. I think Buffalo wins the game. They're actually on the 2 seed. I think KC's locked in the 3 seed. Because if Miami wins, they're a 2 seed. If Buffalo wins, they're a 2 seed. Winning the AFC East is a 2 seed.
Okay.
Because Miami will have the better record than KC. Buffalo have the head-to-head matchup, head-to-head win over KC. That's why. Okay, change my pick. I'm going over. Fuck it. I think these 2 teams will find a way to score some points. Just because.
I can't remember the last time I saw a Chiefs game go over.
But 35 points? 35 points, though? Slow enough.
Low.
That's what I'm saying.
So low.
Yeah, that makes sense now. I was looking at the standings like, you wait. Chiefs are locked in the 3 seed now. So, they can't go any higher or lower.
Screw it. Give me the under still.
Okay. Next one. This is your game. Cowboys at Commanders. Cowboys 13-point favorites over under 46 points. That's a lot of fucking points, dude. It's a lot of points in Washington. I'm sorry. Does Dallas win the game? Yes. They need this game because they need to get the 2 seed. And they'll win the game. But I'll take Washington points here just because of the rivalry. Just because of the rivalry itself. And Jacoby Brissett, they're competent with Brissett at quarterback. They were actually hanging around with the San Fran game for a little while.
How many points they score?
10. But against San Francisco, they can score against Dallas. Dallas is not that dominant. Let's stop. Give me Washington points. What you got? Oh, I'm actually my part of this game too. In fact,
I hope and pray Washington gets annihilated.
Of course you do. You want draft picks?
Yeah. So there you go. That's my answer.
So you're putting into the ether. Okay, you're picking Dallas. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Rams at Niners. Niners 4-point favorites over under 41 points. So we got word today. Carson Wentz will be starting for the Rams at quarterback. And Matthew Stafford. Christian McCaffrey is out for this game too as well, resting as well. Which is smart. I imagine Trent Williams is going to be out for this game too to rest him as well. I imagine. I mean, that'd be a smart move. This game means nothing. These 2 teams are locked in the spots. Rams will be the 6th seed. Niners, of course, got the bye week. So I'm going to take it over on this one just because. It doesn't matter.
I'm still taking San Fran.
Okay.
I think their backups on defense are just good enough. All right.
I will say this, though. Brock Purdy can use this game as a tune-up. I think he can use a tune-up.
All right.
He played a little shaky last couple weeks, though, so he can use a little tune-up game here. All right. And finally, the game of the week. This is it. The winner wins the AFC East and the 2 seed. Bills at Dolphins. Bills are 3-point favorites. Over under is 49 points. Man, Vegas loves the Bills. They really do. All year long. All year long, they love the Bills.
How bad did they beat the Dolphins though? The first meeting, 30-some points.
What was that? That was like 5 years ago. Felt like 5 years ago.
Is Waddle playing?
We haven't heard any word about that yet.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries, though. I mean, especially on the defensive side.
The Dolphins are decimated on defense, so
yeah.
I personally will take the Bills.
I'm taking the under. I think if there's a spot that Tua proves his worth with a lesser team around him.
What's the over-under?
49.
49.
Pretty high, right?
Yeah, that is very high.
Yeah. This is a spot for Tua to really show his worth. That no Waddle, no Howard, no Chubb for the year. Who else? It's all the guys are out from this team. This is most missed last week. I think he's back this week. Maybe we'll see. I was hoping for the Dolphins to win this game. I think that I actually will win this game, but I think the safer bet is the under in this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna just again. I think the Bills are the safer bet, but I mean that is a very high.
This is what I don't understand though, Zach. And granted, they've won the last 2 games. Well, not 4 in a row, but the last 2 games against the inferior opponents. They haven't looked that good. Almost lost to the Chargers 2 weeks ago. Almost lost to the Patriots last week. It's not like they're playing good football right now. I don't trust them. I mean, are they dangerous? Yeah, of course. But they're so up and down, like a damn EKG. So they win the game. I'm not surprised, but I'll bet the under. Fuck it. So anyway, before we get to, we had a topic I want to touch on. Something we'll get out of here. Buddy of mine and I at work, they were discussing the NFL draft and this and that and picks, and cause it's sort of with this conversation about Justin Fields and the Bears should do. And they ran out to the whole thing about should the NFL continue the draft way. Obviously, they go by record. Obviously, worst record gets the number 1 pick, and so on. And obviously, when you're a team that's tanking, there's obviously some motivation to not play well to get a better pick. Stay by you, Commanders. You want to win. Here's my question. Because you want games to matter. You want every game to matter to some degree. And keep competitive balance no matter what, every week. So I was suggesting that we should have a lottery in the NFL. But even the NBA tier system, as good as it is not good enough. Because you still have a tier of teams that get more options at the balls. The worst record you have, the more balls you get a chance to get as low picks possible. And I said no. I said we should do is have every team in the playoffs get 1 ball. And the reason why I said that was because I feel like in the NFL or the NBA, every team's almost always 1 player or 2 players away from being in the conversation of being a playoff competitor. Because the parity in this league has been phenomenal. Look at this year in general. Even these bad teams here, even the fucking Cardinals, who I thought could have gone 0-17 this year, were competitive in moments. So I feel like this is the one league I think you can have no matter what record you are, miss the playoffs, you get 1 shot at getting the 1 pick. Where are you on that?
So you just praised what makes the NFL so great is the parity.
Yeah.
How one team 1 year could be 6-10, or no 6-11, and the next season be 11-6. You know why that is? Because when they suck, they get the first chance to draft the best player available. And in the NBA, you need a lottery now because you only have 5 starters on the court, and the best players in the league all believe in player empowerment and will leave one team for another. They do not care about what city drafted them, what fan base roots behind them. The moment they're unhappy, the moment they feel slighted, they will demand trades. And when one guy can make a difference on out of 5 starters to change your trajectory, yes, you need a lottery system so that even teams in the middle have a chance to become great. But in the NFL, where you need the best player available at the most important position, quarterback, you can't force bad teams to jeopardize all their future draft capital to move up to allow their city to have a chance. Do you want to risk having the Jets out of the playoffs again for 15 years? The Giants out of the playoffs for 15 years? You don't want that market to miss out when they truly suck.
But it curbs. My thing is it curbs the tanking, though. That's my goal here is to curb the tanking.
The tanking would continue because if you don't have a quarterback, it's almost impossible to win. And if you're a crap team at the bottom and you keep getting screwed over by teams in the middle who are going to search for a quarterback when they're in the middle, the bottom teams will just stay in the bottom. They never have a chance to get better.
Fair point. Fair point. My goal is, like I said, is to limit the tanking going on in the NFL. You know, especially on week 18. Like this week is like other couple of games. This week is not really that great. Most of these games, like some of these games, have playoff implications, but like Minnesota, Detroit, Minnesota's not getting the playoffs. They have a chance, but they need to win number one in Detroit, which is hard enough as is, and get a lot of help. You know what I'm saying? And most of the games on the schedule are like that, or teams that don't already out of it now. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it should be on the last week of the NFL season, where every game matters. All right? Unless you're going to start saying we're allowed to flex out your opponents on the last week of the season, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have crap games, because you get crap games in the middle of the season. You get crap games to start the season. You gotta have crap games to end the season.
Well, but a crap game is those more so. It's not so much a crap games, more so it's teams are motivated to tank now because of position. Which, by the way, these players don't give a fuck about that anyway. Because most of these players may not be on that team next year. So what's their fucking motivation to tank? So I don't know. So that's my theory about that. But whatever. All right, last thing we got out of here, and I want to play a video. We saw the news. Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper fined, what was the number?
$300,000
for doing what? Throwing a drink at a fan in Jacksonville last week.
Yeah.
I have
if
a video
fan
here.
Does that to another fan in the stands, he could get charged with assault.
Right, exactly. Well, here's the video. If no one's seen it, first of all, if you're on a YouTube page watching this, if you listen to this podcast, go to my YouTube page and on the show. And here's the video of Tepper. It's actually illustrated here on the video what he did exactly. Here it is. Wow. Sorry for the lame music, of course. So he tosses a drink at this fan here. You can see here playing again here in a second. Is a Jaguars fan, like this Tepper right here on the right hand side. And right there, tosses drink and walks in disgust away. Yeah, if that was you and me, bro, we're arrested.
Yeah, and if we're not arrested, which every stadium wants you to be arrested for any ticky-tack thing, you would still at least be banned for life from the stadium. He's not even being suspended a game. $300,000 means jack squat to a guy worth $20 billion.
Yeah. You said I think you said earlier he's the second richest owner in football.
Yeah.
NFL?
Only the Walton family for the Broncos has more money.
I knew nothing about this guy until this year. Like I knew who he was, like just because of the name, because you gotta know who the owners are.
Yeah.
But I knew nothing about this guy personally until like this year, and so he looks like a piece of shit. Sorry.
He's what most of these guys are. Entitled CEOs that just rob America, and you can't say a bad thing about them.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So, yeah. But yeah, that video there. I was aware about the incident, but I didn't know there was a video until today. Like, oh shit, there's a video.
I figured that was the only way he was gonna get anything to happen, was there was a video. Otherwise, he'd have come out and denied it.
Of course,
from the get-go.
And then we put it on the rug because like whatever, right? So,
yep.
Anyway, that's our first pod of 2024. Zach, good job as always.
Always a blast.
Get some sleep, buddy. You look tired.
It's the glasses that make me tired.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later.
All right, man. Later.
Later.